Hey everybody. First off, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope everybody had a really great weekend and hope everything is going good for them. I've always wanted to do this, and I've actually already recorded one video and I realized I didn't have enough. But I've always wanted to do like at the end of the year kind of like a top 7 best, top 7 worst books. And this year I've actually shattered my record for what my reading goals were. My reading goals were like 41. I did 54 books this year. And while I did read only a few really bad books, I read a lot of 4 or 5 star books this year. So this is actually going to be my worst books of the year. I have 10, I think 10 or 11 books here. And these are just the ones that are like 2 stars, 1 star, things like that. But I do want to say really quick, like there's a couple of books, I think there's only one that I put as a 2 star that I still don't consider like the worst books of the year. And that being like the Bailey School Kids books. There was one that I read this year that I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars because it wasn't that good. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the worst book that I've read this year, because it's a 2 out of 5 stars compared to the other Bailey School Kids books. Like I kind of went with, because let's face facts, that Bailey School Kids book is not directed towards me. Like I mean, a lot of these aren't really targeted towards me because of the age and all that, but I still know how to enjoy them. Like I can still enjoy a good Goosebumps book or Fear Street or whatever, even though I'm well above the age for what that's targeted towards. But the Bailey School Kids, I kind of counted that as something separate. Like eventually, God willing, I'll do like a ranking of all of the Bailey School Kids books once I read them all and start doing reviews on them. I have some ideas for it. But yeah, these are going to be kind of in order and kind of not because I kind of forgot about one and I stuck it over here on the side and it's pretty bad. So I'll kind of get to it as I go. And I actually forgot about it. Like I did a full video and I forgot like 2 books that was like really bad and I really wanted to include them. So yeah, these are in order from the least worst to the best worst. So if you're looking at this right now, you see there's a Shivers book up here. That's actually my least worst book. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. It gets progressively worse. So yeah, hopefully this is fun for you guys. Let's see what we got. So our first story here we have The Forgotten Farmhouse. This is a Shivers book, and it's number 33 in the series. When I first bought this book, there was a guy that sold it to me really cheap because this book is really expensive if you buy it, and thank God I actually got this pretty cheap. But he said that this was his favorite one, and he was really interested to see what I thought about it, and I did not like it. I will say towards the end of the book, it got good. Like, not good, like as in like, oh, this is must read, but it got good as in it was pretty decent. But the bad thing is this book has a lot to do with like riding horses, and 70 pages of this book is these kids riding a horse, and it's very unrelatable and very boring, very slow. Once they get to the farmhouse, it is kind of creepy. It could use some good writing. I mean, I'll say that the writing wasn't great. It was just kind of bland, and yeah, it like the descriptions of things wasn't working out. Yeah, but anyway, The Forgotten Farmhouse is essentially these 2 kids go on a horseback riding adventure, and they run into something towards the end of the book, and it's actually pretty graphic and it gets pretty gory and all that good stuff. But it takes way too long for it to happen, and yeah, it just didn't work for me. I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars because I do think there's some redeeming qualities with it being kind of weird, and kind of, I mean, if you were in this situation, it'd be scary, but the climax was really dumb, and not really dumb, but like it didn't, it felt like took too long for them to actually do what they had to do. It was very underwhelming, but yeah, Forgotten Farmhouse, 2 out of 5 stars. It's not completely terrible, but it's still pretty bad. Next, we have a more recent read that I read, Frank and Turkey 2. What sucks about this book is the fact that the first book in the series is amazing. Absolutely love it. And then you come to this one, and I did not like it. Essentially, Frankenturkey's back, and he can cause bad things to happen, and like put people under curses. There is like this thing with this kid, the main kid in the first book that was really really good, is now kind of a jerk in this book, and he kind of Frankenturkey puts him under a spell to where he becomes like the Thanksgiving dinner, and it's stupid. This is really terrible and really bad. One of the worst Bone Chillers books I've read so far. Not the worst. We'll get there. But yeah, Frankenturkey 2 was a very big disappointment. I did not like it. Next, we have Night of the Puppet People. I read this, I think, in April of this year. I hope I did anyway. Like, I swear there's some books in here I don't even remember if I read them this year or not. And I swear I looked at Goodreads. But yeah, this one was very unmemorable. In fact, I can probably only remember like 2 or 3 scenes out of the book. I read my review earlier to kind of refresh my memory. I forgot there was like a talent show, which that's obvious. It's a puppet story from R.L. Stine. It should have a talent show in it. There is a scene in the attic where the puppets are laughing or talking or something. That's pretty creepy. Yeah, also, I gave Frankenturkey 2 a 2 out of 5 stars. And this one, I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. It was very boring. It should have been just another Slappy book, and I appreciate them Stein trying to do something new, but it didn't work. And then we got Puppet Cells and body horror. Yeah, this is pretty terrible. Probably my least favorite Most Wanted book. I'd have to do some checking, but if not, it's very close to the bottom. Yeah, I don't even know if I did a review on this for YouTube or not, but yeah, Night of the Puppet People, 2 out of 5 stars. Absolutely terrible. One of the worst books in the series. Should have been a Slappy book. Next, we have Night of the Goat Boy, and this is a book that I was actually looking forward to reading. I read this shortly after I read The Thing in Room 601 and Weird Waldo's Wax Museum. Shivers is a really weird series where the books just kind of flow like really easily. Sometimes the one I just talked about didn't. This one wasn't so much as boring as it was just nothing happened, and then there's like a twist in the middle. That was just infuriating. The ending of the book is actually really good. But they shouldn't have never done a twist in the middle. They should have just kept it as the book looks. And I can't really give much away because that'll spoil it. But the whole story about how the Goat Boy was created is really cool. And the ending is really cool. It's just the fact that, there's a twist in the middle that kind of contradicts everything. And it's just it's not great. Night of the Goat Boy, again, 2 out of 5 stars. It did have some redeeming qualities, but yeah. Not good. All right. This one's kind of a controversial pick, I think. I've read all of the Slappy World books but 2. I haven't read the Night of the Squawker and Slappy in Dreamland. And I'll say this. This is the worst Slappy World book that I've read so far. And I know what you're thinking. Attack of the Jack is way worse than this. No. This was bad. This did not feel like Stein wrote it. There's a twist in the middle that made no sense, and it's a physical twist where you can pretty well look at somebody and tell if they're this or that, and the book they are, the whole place is, I'm already giving away too much. This sucked. I don't remember it being really boring. Maybe it was. There is a scene where these kids are like climbing out leaving out their house, and there's like zombies around their house, and it kind of reminded me of that scene from Majora's Mask, the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, where these aliens like try to attack you, trying to get them off. That's what it reminded me of, and that was actually pretty good. And there's a scene in the bus that was actually pretty good, but other than that, this book was really terrible. The ending had this stupid thing where the main protagonist has this item that you think is going to save the day, and that's what was in my head. And no, he uses it for something completely different, and it sucks. I know a lot of people Well, I know one or two people that said they liked the ending. I did not. I think this is the worst Slappy World book so far. And I haven't read Night of the Squawker, and it's basically another chicken. So I don't look forward to that. That'll probably be like next year. Well, obviously be next year. We only have like a week. But yeah, fifth grade zombies, Slappy World. This was bad. And then we got Graveyard School, April Ghoul's Day. I'll be honest with you. I give this a 1 out of 5 stars. Oh yeah, 2 out of 5 for fifth grade zombies. I think I already said that. We're into the 1 out of 5 stars now. These are the cream of the crop, the worst you can get. April Ghoul's Day is absolutely terrible, and I don't even remember why. I remember it taking a long time for the protagonist to realize what was going on, and basically what happens is this girl gets some new roller skates. She flies around, runs into a teacher, and they swap bodies. And the teacher is this evil principal lady. And the principal is actually pretty interesting, but that's about it. This book is 90 pages, and it felt like a Stephen King novel. And no disrespect to Stephen King, obviously, but like, you know what I mean. This was bad. Again, I don't remember much about this book. I don't even remember no scares being in this. I just remember that being the premise of the story. Yeah, I don't remember hardly anything about it, and I read that this year. But yeah, terrible. Yeah, 1 out of 5, easy. All right, now we're getting to let me think, because there's one that I want to include here, and I want to keep them kind of in order. I'm gonna say we're gonna go with this one. We'll I think the other one is a little worse than this. Yeah. All right. This is The Ghost of Fear Street, Creature from Club Laguna. Absolutely love this cover. This is one of the books I was looking forward to reading for a long time. And it's pretty terrible. These kids go on vacation, and they run into this, like, aquarium thing where this monster pulls them out, and there's an arcade. They play some arcade games, and this leads to them doing this and that, leading to a monster. I did a full review on this one, I believe. But, again, absolutely terrible. There's a twist at the end that I can't even say because it's going to spoil everything, but it's really dumb. Shouldn't have done that. This is easily my least favorite Ghost of Fear Street book, I think. I gave a lot of crap to Why Am I Not Afraid of Ghosts. This is easily worse than that, I think. Yeah, easily one of the worst books I've read this year. All right, we're going to go with this one. You already know what the one after this is, but this is a Fear Street Seniors book. This is called Last Chance. Basically, this girl is failing school and gets caught cheating, and the teacher blackmails her into doing stuff. And I know that sounds actually really bad when I listen to that out loud. But it's not as interesting as it sounds. Page 90, we learn that this teacher murdered somebody at another school. And yeah, this is absolutely terrible. There's a twist at the end that made no sense. It was so stupid. This is easily like a filler book for the Fear Street Senior series. This is actually the last one that I read, I think. Yeah, this is like the last one I read. I'm on number 6 now, and I've actually started it, and it's decent. But yeah, this one was absolutely terrible. I absolutely hated it. It was so stupid. There's so many ways to get out of this. The girls being blackmailed. You could have got out of this way easier than what she made this out to be. But easily my least favorite of the seniors books so far. And now we got our last two. My first bad Bone Chillers book, like absolutely terrible Bone Chillers book. Basically, there's this kid in this book. Oh yeah, 1 out of 5 for Last Chance, and yeah, 1 out of 5 for Creature from Club Laguna. I think I already said that. I can't remember. This is Blowtorch at Psycho.com from the Bone Chiller series. One thing that I will say is this is actually one of the first books that I bought when I started collecting Bone Chillers. And I really love the cover, really love the name. I thought it was going to be really good. The guy doesn't use a blowtorch, I don't think. I think he uses actually a hairdryer, from what I remember. and there is no rhyme or reason why this guy pops up. He just kind of does, and I hate that. Like, give me some. Doesn't have to be a good explanation, but give me something. Absolutely terrible. The way this thing, the weakness of this thing is really stupid. The only positive qualities I have for this book is the fact that the main character has a like a Stephen King collection and loves books and stuff like that. And that's pretty. And he wants to be a writer. That's pretty relatable. I like that. But other than that, it sucks. Very bad book. Easily the worst Bone Chillers book I've read so far. Yeah. Psycho at blowtorch.com. 1 out of 5 stars. And we're at the last book. Easily the worst book I read this whole year is from the Spine Tingler series. I have not had the greatest of luck for Spine Tinglers, except like one book. This was absolutely bad. This is Where Have All the Parents Gone? This shouldn't have been an alien on the front cover. I don't know what it should have been, but it shouldn't have been that, because I think it would have been a little bit more intriguing if we knew what the aliens, if we didn't know it was aliens, if the parents just started disappearing one by one, and they come back with like something wrong with them. I think that would have been pretty cool. I don't think I would have automatically assumed aliens. I would have thought, could have been Bigfoot or something. I don't know. But yeah, 1 out of 5 stars. Not only was this book bad, but the ending contradicted everything that happened previously. So yeah, this is absolutely terrible. Easily my least favorite of the Spine Tingler series. Yeah, there's some good gore, or like, not really gore, but like good visuals with these parents coming back with their heads flattened and missing parts and stuff. That's pretty cool. And there's actually some scary imagery where a lady, or I can't remember if it's a lady or a man, like crawls through like a door and just like chews her way out. That was pretty cool. Other than that, ending was absolutely terrible. The worst thing I've ever read, or close to the worst thing I've ever read. The book was boring. The writing sucked. Yeah, that's a 1 out of 5 stars. So this is I think there's 10 books here. For this worst books, and I have read other bad books this year, but like these are actually just the worst of the worst, and it pains me to put a Goosebumps on here anyway. But and a Fear Street book for that matter. But we're gonna make up for it because I have coming up. God willing, I'll do a top 7 or so best books of the year, and I'll kind of explain that as I go. But like I'll probably do because I read a lot of 4 out of 5 star books, and I'm not going to include every 4 out of 5 star book because that's half the books I read this year. But I'll include. I have at least. I'm looking at my stack over here in the corner where you can't see it, but I have at least 3 5-star reads in that. So that's going to make up for it. And a lot of these books, like for example, the Give Yourself Goosebumps, I have some of the Give Yourself Goosebumps as 4 out of 5 stars, but like God willing, I'll do a review for them by themselves, and I'm not really going to include them in the best books of the year. I also want to do like my reading goals for next year, and what I plan on reading, and different things like that. So, but yeah, staying on topic with the worst books, these were my least favorites. Have any of you read these? And if so, let me know what you thought about them. If you haven't, what are your worst books that you read this year? What are some worst movies that you watched this year? I didn't include that, but easily the worst movie I watched this year was Thanksgiving. I got it for Thanksgiving. I bought it to watch with my family, and it was absolutely terrible. But yeah, these are the worst books. I wanted to end the year on a good note, so I'm going to do the best, God willing, tomorrow. But yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody, and hopefully this will probably be uploaded tonight or in the morning. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If not, let me know. Don't let me know if you didn't like it. That's bad. Poor choice of words, but yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'm interested to see if you guys read any of these. What did you think about them? I know there's a few people that like Frank and Turkey 2 and The Forgotten Farmhouse. But I don't think and fifth grade zombies maybe, but I don't see anybody fighting me for puppet people and blowtorch at psycho.com. Most blowtorch at psycho is pretty rare anyway. So, but yeah, yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. I've rambled long enough. Please let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and goodbye.